Hey everyone, Sensei here, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Now in this video I'm going to go over the importance of team building and, team synergy. So I'm going to be going and, finishing this or, trying to get these last stars in this abyss to kind of demonstrate it. And elements are the most important thing to keep in mind. Element and then the elemental resonance that you get when you're team building. So if you haven't seen that, video yet or don't know about it, I made a video about elements and elemental reactions and resonance. So I'll go ahead and share that, put a card up there so you can see that. But for this one, it's really important, especially when you go into Abyss. And in this part of the Abyss, you actually have to have two different teams. And so you can check the enemies. So like the first half, it's two teams of four. This one has an ice flower, ice slime, and then like electric. So like fire would be very good here because fire is strong against the ice. It can cause those electric reactions, and then the fighter is just some regular enemy. And you can see in the second half, there's a bunch of fire enemies. So, a good setup would be to have at least one fire hero in the first half and to have at least one water hero in the second half. Now, most of my strong heroes are mostly lightning heroes. My strongest are lightning and ice. Um, I have one maxed, well, at the current rank, lightning, one maxed ice, which is a healer, and then another, pretty high lightning, two high lightning characters. But I do have a decent, Barbara for the water. So yeah, in this particular team, and this is just the first chamber because you can't switch teams, so you need to make sure you look at all of them. So again, we have ice, a couple ice people, a couple, like one fire, but the you also have to understand that some of these enemies are just stronger than others. Like Abyss Mages, those are the important ones to worry about. So the Cryo Abyss Mage will have the shield on them. You definitely want to have fire, or something to take out that shield. And as you can see from the first one, same thing. They don't necessarily have two strong shields, but that chamber one plus chamber two, fire is very important. There's not a mage in the second half, but there's plenty of fire, so that you know again goes with having the water. And then the third one, again, second half, nothing but fire, especially a pyro mage. So you definitely want water, at least one water hero in your second team. And then the first team is just kind of whatever. But because of the cryo mage in the first one, in this floor you want a fire hero in the first team and a water hero in the second team, and you can kind of build around that. So for me, since I want water, I'll go ahead and set up the second team now. I'm definitely going to put Barbara in there, and you want to have heroes that do that work well together. So because of the fire, obviously I want water, but I probably don't want a fire hero on there because it's not really going to be doing much to the enemies, and fire doesn't do a good reaction. Like a fire vaporized reaction is not good as a water causing the vaporized reaction. So because of my lightning heroes, I'm going to definitely have lightning here. Um, I think I want, because of the water team, I'm going to have my Beto, who's my strong, because my two strongest people are Beto and Chi Chi. So I'm going to put Beto here and Barbara. And so then I'm probably going to keep the my other two decently strong lightning heroes on the other team. So I'll go ahead and go with, because we're definitely going to need, oh wait, yeah, no, we need fire. So I'm going to put Amber on here. I'll put Faisal, Amber, and Chi Chi. And then I think I will put Keishong. Now for the second team, it's again, I really just need the water. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and put, even though he's not strong, like another thing you have to understand about Abyss and just teams in general, it's okay to have people. You don't have to have a full team. It's okay to just have people there for their effect. So I'm going to have him in here because it gives me an extra water attack, right? And as long as I'm breaking the shields, I mean, Beto can, literally just carry this entire group. And so then for the last part, I will just have somebody there, honestly. Um, I already have the resonance. Honestly, I'm just gonna put Lisa there just so I can get the resonance. So I have two lightning because I already have the water, uh, you know, thing, and then I have the fire here. Now I could have another fire hero, but I also kind of need the healer. So yeah, the fire from Amber is going to be enough because I just need to take the shields down basically. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get to the fighting to demonstrate it. Alright, so now in this floor I am playing with the Facial main with my Fire, Ice, and Lightning, so I have the double Lightning Resonance. So this one is really just about, switching between the characters when they have their elemental bursts going up, and as you can see, Facial can do a lot of damage, and because Faisal is my main and I want to keep, the Raven up or get these elemental bursts up, it was really nice having Keishong as my other character. And then Chi Chi is ice, even though there are ice enemies here, she's my healer. And so I can keep the team alive pretty much. And Amber is there mostly just to use her ability. And yeah, her Arrow Rain is really strong to kind of break the ice people, and her puppet as well. Now, when I recorded this, I didn't actually have Amber's second constellation, but since then, I actually have her second constellation, which allows her to explode the puppet for extra damage. So you can manually detonate the puppet instead of waiting for it. But either way, yeah, this is just really nice for this floor, and it just shows how good, how a good decent team composition that works well together can help. So, and it's also again important to look at the enemies. So if I had, only ice, or water wouldn't have been that bad, but without fire, this would have been a lot harder. So even if you have enemies or characters that aren't really that strong, or you don't, level them up or gear them that much, just being able to put that effect on there, just be able to break shields, that's, more than enough. And another thing is to keep in mind when you do build these teams, make sure you're switching out, because you can't see if their skill is off cooldown, only their elemental burst. So, if you weren't using Faisal a lot of times, you're going to want to switch out to her to use her, Raven, and then switch back out. Like, let's say I had Keishong as my, main DPS. I would constantly switch to Faisal, pull out the Raven, and then, come back. Now, Keishong doesn't necessarily need the Raven for the lightning damage, but it's just extra damage. Same thing with Amber. You want to go out, throw her puppet, and then switch out. With Chi Chi, if you're not using her as like your main DPS, switch out, especially if you have, Ascension level 4, switch out, use her, her skill to get the little twirling ice, and then attack to get the mark on, and then switch back to your healer. That's a really, to your DPS. That's a really good way to get a nice heal burst. Put the charm on them, and then switch back to your whoever needs to be healed, and then just attack, and then you'll get a nice heal bonus. But let's go ahead and go to the second team now. So as you can see in this portion of the Abyss, there's a lot of fire. So that's why I had Barbara, and I have the little, you see the music staff and notes around me. That's going to do constant water damage when I come in contact with enemies. And then I have Xin Kui there just so, to use his ability. Like he's like level 10 or something. He's only there just to use his abilities. And then I'm just mainly kind of, uh, carrying them with Beto, because my Beto is my highest geared character at the moment. And then again, Lisa was there again just for the elemental resonance to get extra lightning. So you see those big, counter right there is really strong, and I'm able to do even more damage because of the water effect on me. And I really just have, this is a prime example of just having good, team synergy and just building a team for, you know, support, because Beto is pretty much doing all of the work, and the other people are there just to help out. Lightning is good against fire, but water is better. So having those other people use their abilities, as you can see here, I have all those extra abilities up. Just having that on there, even if Beto is the only one doing anything, really helps, because that's all extra damage that I don't need the other characters to be on the field for, and I can just attack with Beto. So yeah, the team building and team synergy is definitely important, especially if you are going to go into Abyss. Keep in mind the elements that you're going to have. You don't need to build, entire teams, because this is a team with one built character basically and three people just there for synergy and support. So if you liked the video, please give a like and subscribe for future videos. And as always, thanks for watching.